Thanks for tuning in to Out of the Wild, the Angsty Dad in America podcast. I'm your Angsty Dad, Earl, and today I have my boy Jay Young, a.k.a. Jimmy Young Forever, on hip-hop artist extraordinaire. Today we're going to talk about the state of hip-hop, talking about the NBA, NFL favorite teams like we do, talking about the kneeling aspect going on in the NFL and how they missed the mark. I'm going to talk to you guys about my take on a couple of albums that come out recently. And is anyone really surprised D. Trump says the N-word? I don't think so. We out the wild, though.
Okay. 2017 was a solar eclipse. In 2018, native wild coming off your lips. I'm not saying we the shit, but if the shoe fits, put it on, lace it up, and walk.
Good morning, good day, whatever time of day you're listening to. It's morning right now. Thank you for listening to Out of the Wild, the Angsty Dad in America podcast. I am Earl, your Angsty Dad. How are you? Well, I hope. This weekend, Jess and I walked with Miles at the Pride Parade in downtown Charlotte. It was a fantastic affair. We recorded a bunch of it. We're going to be putting that footage out there in a little documentary I'm going to put together, I guess would be the best word for it. We're calling #Proud, so start looking out for that soon. What else? That's it. Oh, today I have my boy, Jay Young, a.k.a. Jamie Young Forever, local rapper extraordinaire, one of the best lyricists I know. He has been featured in a couple of tracks on this song. On this podcast, Speak Truth, which is actually the intro music is called Speak Truth. It was also the song I featured at the end of the very first episode of Into the Wild. So if you want to hear that, I'll provide a link later for that, as well as a couple of songs that Jamie's going to be bringing. We'll have those play throughout the episode. I'm really excited about that. And you know, obviously, I talk a lot about politics. And the first week, I was like, it won't always be like this heavy. And I feel like the last couple of weeks since then, it's been pretty heavy. Last week, I went on a diatribe. And honestly, it was exhausting. I did some research for that Words Matter part that I did. Still kind of flying off the cuff. And forgive me, I'm still trying to learn how to do this. But I did do a lot of research for the Words Matter part about voter suppression and a lot of things the Russians and all the things that I talked about. Hating Nazis, all that stuff, the people who are Nazis who are running. And in doing that research, it was exhausting. It was really exhausting. So I decided this week I wanted to talk about something different. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about the culture of music. I listened to a bunch of albums recently, listened to more music lately. And I just had some thoughts about the music scene. So recently I listened to Trippie Redd's Life's a Trip, Travis Scott's Astroworld, Nicki Minaj's Queen. I listened to the newest album by Houndmouth, which I didn't write down because I'm an idiot. Hold on, I'm going to look it up right now. And if you haven't listened to Houndmouth, you should definitely check them out. I would say it's hard to even to compare them to anything. I was listening to one song in particular, and I sent it to my brother and to Jess and said, this reminds me, they're like a modern-day Rolling Stones. But they're not even like, they show their influence, but I don't know. They're just a great band. Their latest album is called Golden Age. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to start talking about the first few albums I mentioned. I did not think I was going to like this, but I fuck with Trippie Redd. At least this new album, Life's a Trip. I fuck with it. I liked it. I was surprised. I do think it's a bit samey sounding, though. And what I mean by that is recently, like I said, Travis Scott's Astroworld came out, and I wasn't crazy about it. There's some songs that go, obviously. People talking about, if someone's an album of the year, I think that's crazy. I think the best song on it is Sicko Mode. I like the dope flow. I like the deep distorted. I think the deep distorted voice thing is overrated. I think Drake was the best part of the song. But, you know, I think Drake is also, like, at his best when he features similar, like kind of like Eminem, which I'll touch on that in a second. That was okay. Sicko World was the best song. I think that, though, like I said, Trippie Redd's very samey sounding. I found a lot of similarities. I feel like there's similarities in a lot of these young guys, and Travis Scott's and Trippie Redd's of the world. Like their flows and their beats are all kind of the same. Like if you put them on a mix, I wouldn't know the difference between them. That's what I have to say about that. I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it, though. I definitely enjoyed the songs. I think I enjoyed Trippie Redd's album, Life's a Trip, a little bit more. I mentioned Drake a second ago. I want to say something about Drake, too. I find... So, there are still people, I think, who are, you know, talking about how Drake dodged Pusha T and the diss and all that stuff, and Pusha T won that particular round. That conversation still comes up. If anyone, though, doesn't realize by now that Drake is playing the long game and has won the war, I don't know what to tell you. I would never insult my own audience, but if you don't realize that, I don't know what to tell you. Drake has like 18 songs that are number one right now. Every single time Nice for What comes on, every single time I can't help but turn on. The kids sing it. Everyone loves it. We're dancing in the car to it. I can't think of the name of a single Pusha T song from that album that, for whatever reason, felt the need to feature Whitney Houston's Drug Den. I can't think of one song off of that seven song album. I can't think of one. Can't think of one. Can you? The name of one? And by the way, I would say this for the record. I'm not against 7-song albums. I don't think there's anything wrong with 7-song albums. And the only reason I say that is because sometimes you got to put out 7 songs. I think for people like Drake and Nicki Minaj, her new album is 20 songs. I think his is 24, 26, something like that. That's fine. Go ahead, put out a whole bunch of songs. They're not all going to be good, but there's enough of them on there that will be hits that justifies putting out an album that big. If you're a smaller artist, if you're maybe second tier or lower, a 7-song album is okay. I think Kanye West should probably put out more. I think Chance the Rapper should probably put out more. But okay, fine. You want to put out 7 songs? I don't hate it. 7 songs, that's enough for me. In theory. But the problem with that is, like I said, I think AJ made the point a few weeks ago. I think Drake at that time at least had 7 songs that were in the top 10. And he's always in the top 10. So he has a whole Pusha T album worth of songs in the top 10. So Drake has won the war. Every single time Nice for What comes on, I bump it. Every single time. I also bump Nicki Minaj's Queen. I enjoyed that album for the most part. My favorite song on it was Majesty. I think Eminem is also his best on his features. I think he destroys that flow. I also fuck with Barbie Dreams because of the beat and also because it's so damn raw. Turned Steven into Urkel. I thought that was funny. Lil Wayne on what is it called? The song about no such thing. What does she say? Ain't no such thing as broken handsome, which I respectfully disagree with. I like to think of myself as both. Thank you very much, Miss Minaj. How dare you? Rich Sex featuring Lil Wayne. Wayne does Wayne. He does like the mumbly thing now, though. I don't really know why he does that. I guess because he can. It's not that dynamic of a song, but I mess with it. Last night, so today's Tuesday as I'm recording, it's Tuesday morning as I'm recording this, but last night I guess were the VMAs. I didn't watch the VMAs, but I saw the Majesty performance. She transitions from Majesty into Barbie Dreams. She had a dope set, dope costume. But ultimately, at the beginning of it, the girls were dancing on the stage and kind of doing that little booty anaconda shake. Like, you kind of get the feeling that you've seen this before. Every time you see a Nicki Minaj performance, I feel like you've seen it before. There is that aspect to it, but it was good for what it was. I like the Queen costume that she starts off with at the beginning. I thought the set was really fly. But let me know what you guys think about it. And that all brings me to my 2 favorite pieces of music or artists that I've listened to lately. So, Trippie Redd, Nicki Minaj, Travis Scott. Those are the 3 albums. Life's a Trip, Queen, and Astroworld, respectively. Not bad. I give them Life's a Trip probably gets, for me, 3 out of 5. Nicki Minaj, 3 out of 5. Travis Scott, maybe 2 out of 5. But my man, grandson, who isn't signed from what I understand and doesn't even have a full album out, his most recent work is Broken Down Volume 1, which has 2 songs, Blood in the Water and Despicable acoustic versions. Blood in the Water is a terrific song. The only thing, he has a Modern Tragedy Volume 1, which has 5 songs, including Blood in the Water and Despicable. The whole thing is really dope. I suggest you check out my man, grandson. He is his music is really fantastic. He kind of reminds me of he's like Rage Against the Machine with a little EDM, and you got to check him out. It's really dope. That's not even a fair comparison. And Houndmouth. Houndmouth released an album called The Golden Age earlier this month, and it is just absolutely fantastic. It's a beautiful album with beautiful music on it. My personal favorite song is Modern Love, which also happens to be my favorite David Bowie song. Never gonna take my modern love, modern love, get me to the church on time. It catches you way off guard too. And it's a little scary, reminds me of a little Radiohead feeling, but it's really good. The album had me feeling some kind of way, I'm not going to lie. I think it's really good. You should definitely check out that album. There's a lot of texture to it, too, which gives it a level of poignancy. And that's just throughout the album. It's really good. So that's my music review. That was 10 minutes of me talking about music. It went by quickly. One more thing. I want to make this point, too. Back to Nicki Minaj for a second. What the hell is she doing? How are you going to call yourself a queen and be beefing with everybody? I don't understand that. Like, if you're a queen, you should be putting the petty shit behind you. Like, that's what royalty does. Like, when you're a queen of an industry, when you proclaim to be some kind of royalty, you need to put that shit behind you. You can't be focusing on over the years, she's beefing Miley Cyrus, Cardi B, DJ Academics, like, everyone. I'm not talking about this Barbie's Dreams song that she put out, because, you know, apparently everyone who she talked about on that song was cool with the diss. And it was funny. I thought it was absolutely hilarious when she says about Drake not knowing if he's crying or if her mm-ms. I'm a gentleman. I won't say those words on the air. But, like, if you're a queen, like, rise above it. That's what queens do. I know you don't hear me because, you know, you're Nicki Minaj and I'm just some angsty dad. But I'm just saying, like, don't you think, like, if you are the person on top, if you are the person who proclaims to be the royalty of your industry, like, move above and move beyond the bullshit, the pettiness. That's my advice to you, Your Majesty. Majesty is a dope song. Hope you think Eminem. Y'all should date. Eminem really likes you. I don't know if you knew that, but he's made it abundantly clear. One more thing I want to talk about, and finally, is last week, I think it was, Omarosa Manigault Newman released her book, which we all knew that she was going to. I refused to read it. But around the book, she, you know, obviously now, you probably heard by now, she and Trump are beefing because of the contents of the book. And he called it, she's a dog. Omarosa's a dog. Sometimes a snake gets in your house and turns into a dog. She pees all over everything. Calling her a dog was a more polite way of calling her a bitch, of course, which, for whatever reason, even he won't do right now. I'm sure it's soon coming. She said things about his mental deterioration and all kinds of stuff. And now they're saying that Trump has tape of Donald Trump saying the N-word. Can you believe that? Donald Trump has been saying the N-word behind closed doors his entire fucking life. Y'all realize that, right? Donald Trump probably calls his butler nigger as a nickname. Nigger, can you please get me some grapevine? Like, we shouldn't be surprised. This is the man who, in public, called Mexican rapists and murderers. And y'all were like, so Richard Fowler, who is he's a pundit for Fox News, really intelligent guy, great guy, a lot of good, points. He was on doing a Facebook or a Instagram Live kind of chat, and I asked him in that chat, does it matter if the president said the N-word? And he said, well, to me as a black man, it does matter. And I understand what he's saying by that. But my point is it doesn't change anything. None of the people who support him are going to be moved by that. Oh, God, Trump said the N-word? They're not surprised. They also say the N-word behind closed doors, probably. Many of them do, at least. Or have. Like, they don't give a fuck about, are you kidding me? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It changes nothing. All it does is reaffirm in our heads we have to get this guy out of office. Let's not kid ourselves here, okay? I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not even going to waste too much time on that because, Trump said nigger. I don't need to know recorded. I don't need to have a recording to know he said that. I don't need, do you, honestly? Do you really? This is a rich white man who jokes about grabbing women by the pussies and calls him, he's like a neighbor I have. Like, honestly, I know my neighbor 2 doors down who shoots squirrels in the woods has called people nigger behind closed doors before. I'm not surprised by that. And you shouldn't be surprised or shocked or anything if you found out the president does it. Just vote in November. Continue to vote. That's all I got to say. I got my boy Jay Young on the other side. I'm your angsty dad, Earl. We out the wild.
Young. I be on my own shit. On that leave me alone shit. Young but I'm grown shit. Fuck alone, bitch, I'm tryna own shit. I flows like the ocean. Poetry in motion. Off the top, lava rock, that's molten.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Out of the Wild, the Angsty Dad in America podcast. I am your Angsty Dad, and I'm sitting here with my very good friend, Jay Young, a.k.a. Jamie Young Forever.
Hey, that right, Young.
Oh, what's up, bro?
What it do, man?
Nothing much. I'm chilling. I haven't seen you in a minute.
I know, man. It's always a good time to see you. I just been living life, man, honestly. New job, new music, just new ventures, new scenery, you know what I'm saying? So
I hear you. Always think the new scenery.
That's right.
Let's see. So Jamie has been on a couple of songs. The intro to this show is actually a song called Speak Truth. You can find it on SoundCloud, Native Wild Music on SoundCloud. Speak Truth is myself, our boy Jamal, and Jamie is on that track as well. That's father figure Mal G and Jay
You
Young.
made that beat too, right?
I sure did.
Yeah.
I produced that beat as well. So if you like it, get at me.
Shit's hard.
And he also, the second episode that we had with AJ Scales, his song was at the end. It was Issues.
Yeah.
I fuck with that song. That song goes hard as hell. Tell me about Issues.
Yeah, man. That's like the fuck nigga anthem. We like to call it. Just
right.
That's a funny song because I got into a situation with somebody I thought was my homie, you know what I mean? And we were homies for a long time, so it kind of confused me when we had a issue, right? So I went home, I'm thinking real hard about it, and, you know, I write almost every day, so I'm looking for new beats every day. I found this beat, it's aggressive, and I'm feeling like I could get it off my chest. I'm feeling better as I'm writing, the bars are coming to me, right. And I had this particular person on my mind. So, man, like, I couldn't believe that he came in that way. So I'm just like, yo, like, you real tough when we in public and you feel safe. But, like, I bet you when, like, you know, you won't bring that same energy if you saw me outside. You know what I mean? So then that song just came to me, man, and it turned
that was real aggression.
It was low key real aggression. It wasn't all about him. I feel like a lot of tough guys out there flex for, you know, when they feel safe or when they got their boys with them or when they got a
talking shit as they're being pulled apart from the fight.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's dedicated not just to him, but to anybody who got a huff and puff to get their point across.
So that actually is a good segue to my next point. So, excuse me, I don't usually do this, but today usually I record the monologue like a day or two before I do the interview, or I have the interview like a day or two before I do the monologue. I don't usually do them on the same day, and today I did.
Okay.
So, one of the things I talked about in the monologue just this afternoon, and you know, so it'll be like one continuous conversation.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So I talk a lot about the state of hip hop. I listened to a bunch of new albums recently.
True.
Nicki Minaj's Queen.
Yeah. Shout out Nicki.
Shout out to Nicki. Trippie Redd, Life is Trippy.
Oh yeah.
And Astroworld by Travis Scott.
Number one right now.
Now, I find that Astroworld and Life is Trippy and albums like that are very similar. Those types of rappers are very similar. And I feel like that's kind of the direction that hip-hop's going. Your style is different, obviously. You have like a little bit. But those younger guys, they're 6ix9ine, like all these guys, they have similar styles. Similar sound.
Yeah. I think that stems from a certain type of wave that was birthed around a certain time period in music.
When do you think that started?
I want to say, bro, if I had to, like, you know, pinpoint it off the top, I would probably say like around 2010. Really? You know, 2010-ish. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think started?
That's funny, man. That's hard to, like, you know, elaborate on without putting real deep thought into it. But then just think about like melodic artists, like and I'm not saying that they started like mumble rap or nothing like that. I'm just talking about the wave of melodic sounds and how the sound is shifting. Just think about like those classic albums like Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's a big part. A lot of people are influenced by Kid Cudi.
You know, because one, his sound was different when he came out. He wasn't afraid to sing and harmonize and jam and rap at the same time.
And he talked about like mental health and shit.
And that's where I was going with it. Like, he was also addicted to. He was open about it, to receiving help. He was like a cry for help, but he was addicted to all type of drugs and stuff like that. And I feel like he was one of the first people looked at like, wow, like, he's just being himself. He's being real. He's crying out for help. And people could feel that and relate to it through his music.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's inspired people to not be afraid to be who they are. You know?
It's like I saw when I was listening to Trippie Redd, I was thinking it reminded me a lot of like emo music, like early 2000s, like Taking Back Sunday type, like meets like late late, I guess whatever the fuck this time, whatever we call it, the teens.
Yeah.
Late teens
Yeah.
hip hop. So like early 2000s emo meets late teens. That's because it's like the screaming and stuff. Because like
Right.
think about it too. Like the hip hop we grew up with, like your Jay-Z, your Nas, your Andre
Of course.
2000s. They're not like they weren't talking about their failings.
Right.
You know, Andre might get into a little bit, and they kind, they all got into it, but it wasn't like.
Right.
You know, like how these guys are way more emo, like talking about shit, and it's not bad.
It's not a bad thing. It's
different.
Just different, and
Yeah.
and different generations receive change differently. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a good or bad thing. I think it's healthy in general. I mean, I don't think I'd want to, as great as like a Tupac and Biggie was, I don't think I'd want every artist to be like Tupac and Biggie because it would take away from how great they were individually. Right. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got to evolve. I think that's healthy for hip hop.
I agree, and I think there's a lot of old heads out there who are always talking about, oh, hip hop sucks now. Hip hop is. There's a lot of good, even if you don't like your Trippie Reds and your Travis Scotts and your Migos and shit. There's a lot of really good hip hop out.
Well, and that goes back to, I think, just that's mainstream. People just listen to the radio. They don't. This is why your podcast, I feel like, is going to be so important because you're giving platforms to artists that people would never know or think to even look for until it gets presented to them. So this is like the radio for the underground because you in your car, you listen to the radio, all you're going to hear is these mainstream songs all day, and then you may think that hip hop is ruined because all you hear is Lil Uzi Vert and Trippie Redd and all these young new artists that you didn't necessarily grow up listening to. That's why you need to branch out and figure out, there's something out there for everybody.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
like that. Radio for the Underground. That might be the name of this episode.
I like that, man. Hey,
I'm going with that.
That's natural too.
Yeah, that's off the chain. So speaking of hip hop, this is something I know we disagree on.
Okay.
My
boy Kanye.
Yes,
I knew he was
now. I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not one of these people who's going to disavow him completely because I love Kanye West's music. Everything that not everything. I will say this: everything up until Ye.
Okay.
I love, and not because Ye came out. I listened to Ye in its entirety. I gave it a chance. The last two songs, one of them is about his daughter. I like that song. I can't remember the name of it. The rest of the album, I don't even remember it. Like every other Kanye West album I've listened to, including Yeezus, which I thought was his weakest one up until Ye, left me coming back for more.
That's funny. That's funny.
How do you think about that?
Well,
let's talk about the music first, and then we can talk about the other stuff.
Okay. So as an artist, right? I can relate to Kanye. He's one of my biggest inspirations, honestly. Like his first 3 albums, classic. Like literally front to back. I got a lot of respect for Kanye as an artist, right?
Same.
So I think as an artist, man, people you have to prove a point sometimes, because sometimes you're underappreciated. Kanye's definitely underappreciated. You know how many dope singles that you love today that he produced in the back. He was in the background of those, like Ludacris, Stand Up, like just all these songs that you would never even think was tied to Kanye.
A bunch of Jay-Z stuff.
Just so powerful. So I think sometimes he feels underappreciated, and so he's just like, yo, I'm gonna put out this 7-track album. And even though I could have went way harder, I got so many hits in my crate. I'm about to put this out just to see what I can get the reception I'm gonna get. You know what I mean? So
I understand that, and then he has the push for the seven song album,
and he made all his artists do the same thing.
But so at the same, no, I get it. But I made this point too earlier when I talked about in the monologue. Drake put out an album with 24 songs on it.
Yeah.
Nicki put out an album with 20 songs on it.
Yeah.
Drake had, as of 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure, had 7 songs in the top 10.
Yeah.
He had an entire album. I can't, like I said in the monologue, every single time I hear Nice for What, especially when I'm with the kids and it comes on the radio, we turn it up and we all
lit.
bump to it.
It's lit, yeah.
All of us. I can't remember the name of a single Pusha T song. And I know you put on for him because he's from Virginia.
He's from Virginia. Yep.
Yeah,
Shout out,
but I can't. Can you think of the name of a single song on that album?
I mean, I know. What was it? Infrared.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. And then there was another joint on there. No, not really. But it vibes.
Point.
Yeah, I do see your point. I see your point. But see, to me, that's if you care about numbers. See, that's a marketing scheme. Putting out 24 tracks because you're looking for streams. You're trying to get as many streams as you can. You're trying to be number one, and that's fine. You gotta do what it takes to be number one.
All right, there's a truck that passed through. We're gonna take a second here and stop, and I'm gonna play Jay Young's song "Flooded."
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this song real quick.
Man, this song's dope. I really like this beat, so I decided to get a little melodic on it. But I touch on just a little bit about not really about slavery, but trying to flip the aspect of it. You know, I came a long way from slavery, so my chains are flooded. You know, flooded in water. You know what I mean? So that's a shout out to my ancestors, but also a flip on the narrative that, you know, that we're stuck in a mental slavery position. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of like breaking the chains on this one.
All right, awesome. All right, flooded.
Psychic energy. Forever I'm young and I'm lit. 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 Yeah. I ain't never been afraid, bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. I ain't never been afraid, bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. Jamie Young forever and a day. Your lady do whatever that I say. She wondering what I'm sipping on today. Just know it ain't water. Bitch, I'm going harder. You know how we rock when I'm on your block. Bitches on my jaw. Feeling like a young Cardi at the party. I came with Bacardi, left with a Barbie. Bitch, I'm Steve Harvey. Yeah, I'm hella students. Bitch, I'm Marcus Garvey. I got hella students. I've been aiming for the stars. Yeah, I had to shoot it. I done came up so much I had to parachute it. Fear is an emotion I can never feel. Life's a motorcycle, I'm the pair of wheels. Always down to ride, I don't care to chill. Bitch, I'm moving smarter. Bitch, I'm going farther. I ain't never been afraid. Bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. I ain't never been afraid. Bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. Smoking on a cloud, sipping on rosé. My mama wanna know if everything's okay. She told me that she cook and come and make a plate. Even though I'm stressed out, I told her that I'm straight. Yeah, I just gotta get it on my own. Yeah, I done came a long way from home. Yeah, tryna put some cushion in my throne. Yeah, you on the scrimmage line, I'm in the zone. Yeah, forever young, never getting old. Tryna make it where my money never fold. Origami, mommy with me, centerfold. Soon as I get my nut, I send her home. Fear is an emotion I can never feel. My life's a roller coaster, not a Ferris wheel. Always down to ride, I don't care to chill. Bitch, I'm going harder. Bitch, I'm going farther. I ain't never been afraid. Bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. I ain't never been afraid. Bitch, I'm brave. If it's real, we gon' take it to the grave. Came a long way from slavery, my chains be flooded in water. Yeah.
All right, awesome. That was Flooded. That's a dope-ass song. Thank you for sharing that, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me.
All right, so let's go on the other side of the Kanye West conversation, all right?
Yeah.
So we agree, his music, classics.
Yeah, he's
every album just about classics.
He's super gifted.
Yes, very talented man.
Yep.
His politics are questionable.
Yeah.
His recent he's been palling around with Candace Owens, who is, she's like Stacey Dash, less bombastic.
Okay.
And he's always been giving praise to the president.
Yeah, that's true.
Kanye West music Kanye West music, I think, still is essential to the culture.
Very, very much so.
But his attitude is harmful.
I feel like sometimes he pouts through his music, or he pouts through his stance the stands he take on certain positions, you know, whether it's politics or whatever.
So what do you mean by that as it relates to politics?
So, like, everybody remembers the classic George Bush doesn't care about black people, or George Bush hates black people.
Right.
Right. So that had nothing to do with music. You know, they had all type of celebrities on there from, who was the dude that was running from Austin Powers? That was actually
Mike
Myers was on the set with him. He's an actor, right? So
right.
It had nothing to do with music necessarily. And, you know, obviously he was off script with it. He was just speaking from his heart.
Right. That's true, but what about the Make America Great Again? That was old. That was the old Kanye. That's the one we all miss. But then this new Kanye shows up with a Make America Great hat, talking about dragon energy and shit. Now, I will say this. Kim showed up, and she did some nice things about prison reform. That was probably because of Kanye. She got that lady out.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a bipartisan bill about prison reform coming through that the president supports, apparently. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
So I can appreciate that aspect of it, but it doesn't help for Kanye, I feel like, to continuously say the shit that he says. And obviously, do what you want. He doesn't care about our opinion, one way or the other. But I just feel like I said, it's not good for the culture, especially him endorsing someone like Donald Trump, who's devastating for our culture.
Okay, that's true. And especially, like, you know, everybody knows the things that Donald Trump says and does is cringeworthy for the most part, right? But I feel like, you know, life's about you live and you learn. It's about yin and yang. So yeah. I feel like Kanye, he honestly, I don't know how he came back from that statement about George Bush. He could have been blackballed then. We could have never heard from Kanye West again. So I feel like you live and you learn. He stood up. He spoke out against the president then. He got the backlash for it. He survived it. Okay. He may not necessarily agree with what the president's doing now, but I feel like he's taking a different approach to it versus speaking out against the president. Let me get a conversation with you. Give me a meeting. Yeah. Let me talk to you face to face as a man. Okay, look. Even if I may not agree with this man's policies and his stand on politics, you know, he's the leader of our country. So if you really love this country, the person who's running this country, you want to at least try to get inside of his head and stop being influenced by the masses of the media.
I can understand that. That's a pretty fair point because, you know, like you said, Kim was able to get in there and get something done. She got one person out, which is one person too many that were in for as long as they were. I can't remember the woman's name, but she was in for some like bullshit first time offense with drug possession or something, like in for like 60 some odd years, and Kim got her out.
Right.
So and that was again because of Donald Trump's relationship with Kanye.
Right.
But you know, and then speaking of Donald fucking Trump,
man.
Now removing Kanye from the whole situation, you're a father.
Of course. Yep.
Yep.
Shout out my daughters.
My son just started his first day of 5th grade.
Awesome. They grow up so fast.
That's what I'm saying, man. I cried.
Hey, as you should have.
I'm like, all right, bye, buddy.
Right. Like, call me. You should pack your lunch.
Yeah, you good?
You good?
He's like, okay, bye. He would have walked if I let him. My daughters start kindergarten next year, and I just can't help but be. And your girl starts school soon, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
So I can't help but, as fathers, be so terrified when I see like all the cut. Our defense budget is equal to that of the next 8 industrialized, including Japan, Russia, Japan. Our education spending is 156th in the world. How does that make you feel as a dad with your kids going into school soon? And they're continuing to cut. They're trying to cut. Betsy DeVos, all these people. Like, how does that make you feel?
Well,
and how do you look at this government that would do that to our children?
For one, it's not a surprise because I feel like they've been manipulating our education for a long time. They've been manipulating the textbooks. They've been whitewashing history. So, you know, it's not a big surprise, even though it's still, you know, a disappointment that they would do that. Yeah. But when my daughter's starting school, man, I've always been a firm believer of self-education, educating yourself, re-educating yourself. Yeah. Preparing yourself to read between the lines. Yeah. So you got to get your children ready to understand, you know, to tell the difference between facts and fiction, like lies and reality. But you don't want to discourage them from valuing their education or to want to go to school and be a scholar. You know what I mean? So to me, when my daughters are getting ready to go to, you know, kindergarten or 1st grade, etc., I just want to prep them mentally. Something that you, as a parent, you need to do in your household. Yes. You need to have those conversations. You need to instill those morals and values into your children. So when they go in the real world, they're not allowed to be manipulated by the masses.
Right, I like that.
That's
a good answer. I'm going to insert some audio, like applause right there.
Yeah, that's dope.
Speaking of things that aren't surprising, did you hear about Omarosa and her book? Remember Omarosa?
I do. Yeah.
You heard about the book she dropped?
About like she's supposed to be spilling a bunch of tea.
Oh, yeah, old Donald Trump.
Yeah, about what's going on.
Did you hear about? Apparently, there's an audio that he said the N-word on audio.
Yeah, I have been heard about that. Did the audio come out?
No, it didn't. But does that shock you?
No, hell no. You know what would surprise me if there was if somebody came out and said that Donald Trump never said the N-word. I would be like,
he's been saying the N-word his entire fucking life.
Exactly. Come on, man. If anybody's surprised by that, and that's let me look. While we on that topic, we need to stop letting that really get to us like that. Because you the old saying, never let them see you sweat. Don't let them know your weaknesses. Don't let them see you bother. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need to get over. You know what I'm saying? It's not okay. Okay, we're not going to just let everybody get a pass on the N-word, but you got to get out your feelings about it because you're empowering the N-word. Right. If Donald Trump, if an audio came out and we heard Donald Trump say the N-word, what's going to happen?
Exactly. What changes?
I want to know what they going to do. We going to march again? What we going to do? Right. We going to stand in front of the Trump Tower?
Like I said, Donald Trump has been saying the N-word. If you didn't think Donald Trump said the N-word behind closed doors,
you're really under a rock. You exactly. Patrick Starfish.
Like, no one should give a shit about. I mean, it should be a conversation. We should talk about it, but it should be something that we should move on to the fact that he's packing courts with super conservative, unqualified fucking judges.
And so that's what it's really about. It's not about the N-word. It's about the ideology. It's about this man's mental, where he stands, and the conversations he has with people behind closed doors are full of these words. Yeah. It don't matter what we hear that one snippet. You got to think about why is he thinking this way? You know what I mean?
What's the root? What's the seed of that thought?
Let's go deeper. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. But we keep getting caught up in the superficial part of it.
Well, and that's what we were talking about before we started recording, about how the media and how they try to turn you against the media, put a fear to you not to believe the media, and all this stuff. So everybody's confused when they see a headline on CNN or Fox. Oh, Donald Trump said the N-word. Everyone's like, oh, did he? Or he probably did. And now look, we're talking about it right now.
Exactly. And that's the whole goal, is to cause confusion, as much confusion as possible. Keeping us in that whole cloud of bullshit.
Exactly. People love that though, man. You know what I'm saying?
They sure do. So Donald Trump has said a lot of things about a lot of people, which cue us into how the fuck he really is. But one of the things he said NFL players are sons of bitches.
Yeah,
for kneeling.
Very disrespectful.
I'm sure I know how you stand on the kneeling thing. You're a veteran.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So as a veteran, as a black man, as a veteran, how do you feel about the kneeling thing? Okay. The kneeling thing, quote unquote.
So as a black man first, a black man, I understand what it's like to stand up for what you feel is right for your culture. I understand the ideology of serving your country, and I love this country, and when I did it, I went in knowing that, I could potentially lose my life. I was going to make a sacrifice if it happened. I'm doing this for the better good of my family and potentially the future of their lives, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's what a lot of soldiers who maybe fought, passed, serving, are providing for this country, as far as our servicemen, our vets, and all that. I think that a true vet their heart would smile for this, because that's what they serve for. That's what you should have served for. You know what I mean? Like, for the rights, for people to express themselves and uphold their rights, to be able to protest, to be able to put a spotlight on injustice, and to get an actual response from it, to get an actual conversation from it.
Response. The President of the United States is trying to influence the conversation himself.
Exactly, and if I was ignorant, I would probably be on that boat where it's like, oh, it's disrespectful to patriots and our the patriotism of our country, and it's disrespectful to our flag, but common sense tells me that that's not what the situation is about. Right. I didn't see any NFL players bring out a flag and kneel on top of the flag and disrespect the flag. Right. They're trying to bring a spotlight to what's going on in every single day to minorities, brown people getting murdered, innocent people who are abiding by the rules, trying to live their life, getting murdered in front of their children.
Well, and it's human rights. That's what we're talking about. This is an extension of all the Poor People's Campaign, Rainbow Coalition. This is human rights we're talking about. Basic fucking human rights. Yeah, the right to live.
You're comparing actual human rights, the right to live, to fabric, or the same way they manipulate you to value money over your own life. Right. I know so many people that look in the mirror and they see themselves, their skin color, and they feel ugly, they feel hideous, they feel less worthy. But you put some money in there, you put some green paper in their pocket, they feel like a way better person. Not because who they are, it's because of what they got.
Yeah.
You know, it's materialistic, and that's how they keep us brainwashed,
Capitalism.
man. They flip it on you. It's not about your feelings. It's not about your culture. It's not about your pain and what you went through. It's about this fabric which represents this country who owns and controls your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, anytime you get ready to break away from your chains or start a revolt or start a rise to an occasion, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you know, Rosa Parks. Anytime you stand up for something that is going against the grain of what the government is trying to keep in place, they're gonna flip the script. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's playbook.
Yeah, man.
All this time itself.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you watch NFL?
I do. So listen, I love football. I played football since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom because I wanted to quit, and she paid for all that equipment. She was like, "Well, we already got your jersey, your helmet. You're going. You playing."
That's where we're at. Landon just started baseball. We're doing the same thing. I'm like, he's playing. I wish my mom made me play. He's playing.
And I thank her because I fell in love with football. I turned out to be pretty good. I didn't go to like play for college, even though because I went to 5 different high schools. I didn't have time to get my tape and stuff together. It was crazy. But anyway, so I love.
I'm sorry. Shout out to my mom. She gave me a lot of free choices. Like, she was a little sterner on me sometimes.
Yeah, shout out my Dukes. Yeah,
shout out mom though. Mom, I wouldn't be without you. Love you, mom.
But to be honest with you, man, I realized that like I'm very like unmaterialistic. I really don't keep up with football, to be honest with you. I'm a Redskins fan because I rep Virginia. You know, that's our team out there.
Eagles fly, Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully you a diehard fan. You've been there, okay? Because I'm a diehard. We ain't won in a minute. I think like 74 was the last time we went to Super Bowl, but it's okay because real fans ride with their team, whatever. But I don't follow the NFL, and honestly, I lost a lot of respect for the NFL when they try to blackball Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? I choose not to really follow it because of that reason. I won't be going to any games. At least I won't be paying for any. If somebody want to buy me a ticket, I might pull up, but I'm not spending my money on it.
Right? No, I hear that. I definitely hear that. You are a basketball fan, though.
I love basketball. I love to play basketball, and I honestly follow the NBA more than I do the NFL.
Do you have a team?
Nah, I don't. I don't really have a team. I mean, I was rocking with OKC for a long time.
Yeah, I fucked with OKC
when KD was there because they felt like an organic squad, and I felt like they had the talent, they deserved to win. So I was following them for a while, but now I'm more of just like I follow greatness, man. Players. Yeah. I like to follow people's careers, whether they switch teams or not. Like LeBron going to LA.
So LeBron is your boy?
I like LeBron's the best player in the world still to this day.
I agree. Yeah. I think he got a lot of undue criticism for the losing. Like people were like LeBron lost against the Warriors. Like he lost, bro. He had the Warriors had an all-star team.
They have 4 all-stars.
Yeah,
LeBron had Kevin Love and J.R. Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes Tristan Thomas showed up. Like
yo, but listen, I don't know what you. I'm not gonna let you ask the question because I don't know.
No, keep going.
I was gonna say, man, you gotta give LeBron so much respect because look, he literally put the Cavs on his back last year. He took them to 2 Game 7s. Yeah. I think it was against the Pacers.
Boston.
Yep, against the Celtics, and then he swept the number 1 seed, which was the Raptors. Swept the number 1 seed, which was the Raptors, and then met the Warriors in the finals. So give this man his credit.
Yeah,
come on, man. Like
he did everything he could. It wasn't his fault.
He did, and then even the last. What was it?
He did, however, pick the team. He did essentially pick his teammates.
I think that was about player development. You know, guys, look, being realistic, we're going against 4 all-stars. If we meet them in the finals, we're probably not going to win, but let's give this shit everything we got.
The best chance we have.
And I bet you everybody who played with LeBron James last year is going to be a way better player than they were the year before. You know what I'm saying?
Is that so, though? Like, a lot of people who played with him in the past have fallen off. What was that? Mario Chalmers? Fucking J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is borderline retarded.
Yeah, like, true.
So I shouldn't say retarded. I'm sorry for saying that, but you know what I mean.
But like, he's known. Now he's known
so unreliable.
Yeah, he's a walking fuck up.
Yeah, all the time. Like Kevin Love is going to be carrying that team next year. Do you think Tristan Thomas is going to be going without LeBron around?
Man, I don't know. Tristan Thompson got potential though, but he's married to a Kardashian, so you know how that goes. Yeah, I mean we talked about 2 black men now that's been with a Kardashian, Kanye and Tristan Thompson. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Lamar Odom is still in fucking rehab.
What? I thought, shout out Lamar Odom.
Died. This nigga almost died. That's not funny.
He's gonna have a great story to tell his grandkids
if he makes it that far. Is he good now?
Yeah, that should be his motive. I hope so.
I hope so too. I haven't been keeping up with Lamar Odom. It's like, what the fuck's going on with Lamar?
He got spit up and chewed up, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. I'm just gonna follow. I like to follow greatness, like I said. Yeah. So like, I try to look past the judgment of like with the media and all the all these analysts say, man. Yeah. Real recognizes real.
So let's do this. Let's do I don't know if you listen to this show. We have I like to do my pop up top 5.
Okay,
top 5. I want you to do your pop up top 5 current NBA players.
Ooh, okay, bet. LeBron, that's easy. I shouldn't even count him, but yeah. LeBron, KD, obviously.
Yeah.
Still.
Don't mind switching.
Oh, bro, talent. You can't deny talent.
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
I agree.
Then the other three gets hard, man, because you talk about positions, you just talk about experience, like I kind of want to throw Kawhi Leonard in there, even though we haven't seen him play in like the last year or so. But if you ever seen him play, he's a monster. So if he comes back the way he was, I'll give him number 3. And then we got 2 more.
Yeah, LeBron, KD, Kawhi.
Yeah, you said top 5. Man, you know what? I'm gonna throw Russell Westbrook in there.
Oh,
bro, this man averaged He's averaged two seasons in a row. He's averaged a triple double. I don't think he's the only player that's ever done that.
Russell Westbrook over James Harden.
Oh,
Steph Curry.
So look, this is what I'm gonna say. James Harden is an offensive monster, right? Like offensive monster.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I give Westbrook more. He's just way more athletic, both ends of the ball. He's hustling nonstop.
He's not a good teammate, though.
I don't know about that. He convinced Paul George to stay. Paul George came there for 1 year from Indiana, right? And that's where he loved. And he could have went to L.A. where he's from and to play with LeBron, the greatest player in the world, and he chose to stay with Russell Westbrook. True. So I think that kind of gives Westbrook some credit.
And Carmelo didn't want to be there anyway.
Oh man, don't get me started on Carmelo.
Carmelo, I think they'll do well in the Rockets with the Rockets. So he's playing with his boy.
That's going to be the chemistry.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, you wanting the beats, you feeling comfortable in some place is gonna result into better production. If you somewhere you don't want to, you don't care, you giving 80% every night. We don't need that. If you giving 100%, that's what we want.
He honestly, people give Carmelo a hard time, but he when he was on the Knicks, the years they had good coaching and good players around, they did okay. They made it to the playoffs. They did better than they had in a long time. Houston's a much better team than New York.
Yeah, I think which puts more pressure on Melo to be successful.
Exactly. All right. So you have LeBron, KD. Number 3 was Kawhi. Number 4 was
Westbrook.
What's number 5?
Number 5. Who am I gonna give number 5? That's hard, right? I might give it. You know what? I know who I'm gonna give it to. Anthony Davis.
Hey.
Anthony Davis on the New Orleans, man. He is the brow, exactly. Yeah. He's a beast, man. Monster. He's almost 7. Honestly, I think that he is the next immolation of Kevin Durant. And maybe he even have a better game because KD depends on his jump shot a lot.
Defense, though.
But he's better defense. He's more aggressive. He sacrifices his body for the game.
Shaq, I feel like dominant kind of.
He's athletic. He got a jump. He pull up from anywhere. I'll give it to Anthony Davis, better shooter, and I think he's only in the league 5 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay healthy too. Has he been
he's
hurt?
Being durable. I think he did get hurt for I think it was like 6 months, but you see he came back full fledged. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I would look out for Anthony Davis, y'all. I'm low key a psychic.
All right,
I'm trying to tell you.
All right. What's another song you want us to play for you?
Yeah,
not play for you. Play of yours. That's dope.
Yeah. I actually have I got a song that I'm singing on, not necessarily singing, but like harmonizing on. It's called "Talking About." And basically, it's just about being the talk of the town. Basically, like not really caring about what people are talking about, but being aware that you're being talked about. Okay. Knowing when to react and when to be proactive. Gotcha. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
What you talking about, nigga?
Young.
You talking about money, nigga?
Yeah. Forever young, but I'm grown. Come smoke with a real one, get your mind blown. Don't get caught in your feelings whenever I'm gone. I'm trying to count up $1 million, that's a milestone. I be out in the field like I was hunting Bambi. You wouldn't understand me. They say life ain't fair, but all you care about is teddy bears and cotton candy. I'm trying to feed a family, and I don't feed into the hype, so you don't need to flex it. They say money come and goes when you least expect it. I'm actually trying to catch a flight, so I'ma need to exit. If it ain't headed towards a check, then I'ma redirect it. Don't ever disrespect it. Oh yeah, the flow perfected. Yeah. If it ain't about dough, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You would swear I'm from the A by the way that I walk it out. They don't mean nothing to me, but I'm all that they talking about. Yeah. Say you wanna see about it, when you see me, we can talk it out. Yeah, but if it ain't by dough, I don't know what you're talking about. Know what you talking about? I don't know. You would swear I'm from the A by the way that I walk it like I talk it. On my grind, I don't rock it. Treat my hoes like my clothes. She ain't fly, I ain't rockin'. I'm so awesome, oh my god. I be saucing on the side. Ain't no tense up on my ride. See me bossing up inside. I protect and I provide. Had to hustle to survive. Had to pray to stay alive. Say the devil is a lie. Got the money on my mind. Yeah, it's all about the cash. If it ain't about a dollar, boy, you talking out your ass, bitch.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
Yeah, if it ain't by dough, I don't know what you're talking about.
Know what you talking about?
Yeah, you would swear I'm from the A by the way that I walk it out.
Walk it out, walk it out.
They don't mean nothing to me, but I'm on and they talking about.
Oh, that they talking about?
Yeah. Say you wanna see about it, when you see me, we can. All in the mouth like a Tic Tac. Get into the money, that's big racks. Left with his bitch, now he big mad. He ain't never ever get his bitch back. Had to break her off, that's Kit Kat. Heard she a thought, don't kiss that. Wanna get lit, that's six pack. You don't want smoke, that's mismatch. Better call help, that's dispatch. I ain't really with that chit chat. Real hitters don't make sound. All you hear is that click clack. All you hear is that cha-ching. Everybody in the world know what that mean. I be getting to the cream like Wu-Tang. Caked up in the cup with your boo-thang. Yeah. Young, forever. If it ain't by dough, I don't know what you're talking about.
Know what you talking about?
Yeah, you would swear I'm from the A by the way that I walk it out.
Walk it out, walk it out.
They don't mean nothing to me, but I'm all that they talking about.
Oh, that they talking about?
Yeah, say you wanna see about it, when you see me, we can.
Young. Forever. And the day on the way, ho. Yeah. Young. Forever. Yeah. And the day on the way, ho. Yeah. Jay Young. Forever. And the day, ho.
All right. Another dope song from Jay Young.
Young.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
nigga only dropping dopeness. So how did you start rapping?
Man, so I literally am in love with hip hop music. I literally I've always loved it. Like, I remember I had to have been like 6, and I was riding in the car with my mom, and I can't remember the song she was playing, but it was definitely something 90s. It might have been like 3LW. It might have been like TLC. It might have been something, but we was vibing to it, and I was nodding my head really hard, like as a 6-year-old, like just vibing. And my mom looked at me and she said, "Yo, you got soul, like you got rhythm." She was like, "Okay, like she could tell that I was gonna be artsy." You know what I'm saying? Right. So anyway, I've always followed hip hop. I would say my freshman year of high school is when I first started rapping. I linked up with my boy Andre Jones. His name Dre D. Shout out Dre D. Dre Dollars. We was in the backseat of his Volvo. Matter of fact, it was his dad's Volvo, because obviously he was too young for it to be his. Right? But like, they let him drive it. He was a year older than me, so I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. And my mom, we were military, so she would go TDY, meaning like temporary duty station, all the time. So I would stay with Andre's dad. And so we was in the backseat of his Volvo. We got a mic, we got a laptop, and we started playing beats, and we started freestyling. You know what I mean? And we really was impressed with our own selves. We were like, okay, that was kind of hard. You was kind of hard. Okay, we kind of nice, you know? We had a friend named Taekwon. He was from Syracuse, New York. He was actually a rapper already. And so we started off trying to promote him. We literally would walk to all the girls we knew in the neighborhood, knock on their door, and ask them if they'd take a picture holding up a sign saying, "I love nice," NIZE. And they'd be like, "Yeah, okay, cool." And then also, we would have them take pictures saying, "I love Star Money Squad," because that was our group, right? So we were Star Money Squad.
So smart marketing. Right,
but we were promoting in Taekwon. His rap name was Nice. So, but we all rapped, right? So, like, we at some point, we was just like, yo, we're actually nice, bro. Like, we could probably rap and, like, you know, do our own thing. And so, shout out to Taekwon, shout out to Nice, you know what I'm saying? But me and my nigga Dre, we became a duo. We formed Star Money Squad, and literally ever since then, my freshman year of high school, I've been writing bars ever since. Yeah.
What's your like favorite like what do you like to write about the most? What do you write about the most?
Ooh, I love to write about what's real, man. Whether it sounds good or bad, that's why I honestly I love Kanye, and I'm not gonna keep harping on him, but he taught me to actually be like an expressive artist. Just seeing him going against the grain, going off script, just saying how he felt, just inspired me. So I've always wanted to put a message into my music. I've always wanted to put passion into what I say. And a lot of people think that I talk aggressively or like I'm too loud or too assertive, but that's passion you hear and I try to put that in my music because if I speak it, I feel it, and I try not to say anything that I don't feel genuinely. So I always try to keep it real. I always try to put a message in there. And, I just try to put a little drizzle of inspiration too. You know what I mean? Hopefully somebody can hear my music. And even if it's not the most positive content, maybe it can influence them or inspire them to be an artist or to, focus their anger or whatever they're going through, their anxiety, into words, into music, into expression. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just keeping it real, man.
How does fatherhood play into your songwriting
style?
Oh,
man, my daughters definitely humbled me, man. So, I got a song. It's called, it's over the beat, Sorry Not Sorry, that Bryson Tiller track. I basically just wrote a whole freestyle to it or whatever. And in a line I said, man, I love myself. I become myself. 2 daughters made me son myself. I'm humble, So that line is just like a representation of how they just they made me evolve as an artist and as a human being because I've never put myself before them since they came into my life. Right. I could never think about myself first. I always think about my daughters first, and I always think about how my actions could be something that could affect their life. So it forces me when I'm writing I'm penning my bars or whatever. I think about them all the time. You know what I mean? So they definitely they make me focus on what's important and not delivering no BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what's up. All right, next song.
This song actually is just a song that I was popping shit on. Cause I feel like as an artist, you need those songs that you kind of brainstorm on and just see where your bar's at and just flex a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of working out if you can't flex? You know what I'm saying? This song is called Like This. It was inspired repping QC. I'm in Charlotte right now, so I wrote this song. Charlotte kind of inspired me, so just riding through the city like NASCAR. This song's called Like This.
Feeling better than ever. Jamie Young forever, Mr. Witty, handsome and clever. Got a real pretty bitty on my passenger leather. She told me keep the city flooded, it don't matter the weather. Make it rain on these hoes, I get paid for the shows. You be hating on the low, you a lame in the show. I be getting to the dope, I'm committed to the flow. You can feel it in your nose, cause I'm so though. Forever in the day, I'm puffing and getting blazed. I'm fucking and getting paid. I'm bumping that Billy Mays. You know that I'm so amazing. That nigga cool. Got my name in your conversation. Like Jamie who? What? Jamie Young forever, baby. Get it done whenever. How the fuck we getting cheddar? Cause you know we do it better. I be stunting on the daily. Yeah. Why your bitches fucking with Jamie? Yeah. I be riding through the city with a bad bitty with me. You ain't never met a bitch like this. I be getting to the money, ain't a damn thing funny. I be laughing to the bang like this. Riding through the city, got a bad bitty with me. You ain't never met a bitch like this. I be getting to the money, ain't a damn thing funny. You ain't never met a nigga like this. Hey, riding through the city like NASCAR. All this ice on my wrist feel like Alaska. All these hoes on my dick, I need a magnum. She love the way I stick to the money like magnets. She fuck with me back when a nigga ain't have shit. Told me keep writing and recording these classics. Told me keep fighting, I inspire the masses. I told her keep it real cause I can't afford the plastic. Got this bitch jumping like I'm coaching gymnastics. I ain't go to school but I feel like I'm mastered. Yeah, I know my pops but I feel like a bastard. 12 years old when a nigga went Casper. I ain't even tripping, I'm just getting my cash up. Please don't try to run up on me, nigga, that's bad luck. I just keep it funky with these niggas like athletes. Besides, who the fuck really cares what my dad thinks, huh? Yeah, young.
Yeah. Father in the day, oh. Young.
Father.
Yeah.
Young.
Father in the day, oh.
Yeah.
Young.
That right.
All right. Like This. Another dope song from Jay Young.
Yeah. Forever in a day.
Thank you for the blessings, sir.
Hey, bless
All
up.
right, so give us your contact info, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. So if you're checking for my music, you can definitely find me on SoundCloud. I haven't posted too many songs on there, but it's J Young Forever. Definitely be checking for new songs on my SoundCloud. My Instagram is going to be Jamie Sherrod. Sherrod is my middle name, so trying to keep it authentic. And then, yeah, man, that's pretty much, that's how I prefer you to reach out to me. We could always chop it up with about music on my email, but I'd rather y'all reach out to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Preferred means.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and you're about to drop some bars for us.
Yeah, man. So, like, I want to dedicate this to hip-hop. Mobb Deep, Quiet Storm instrumental. I just feel like that's a testament to classic hip-hop. That's what I stem from. This is what I respect. R.I.P. to Prodigy, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he passed away recently. But I feel like this is a tribute. And yeah, I hope y'all fuck with it.
All right. We out the wild. Let me go get this beat on.
Yeah. That right. Young. Forever. Lyrically, I'm a prodigy that's known to raise havoc. I'm a young crack spitter, they ain't never had to bag it. I ain't with the bragging, but they jumping on the wagon. Cause I'm fly than Aladdin and I'm riding with a Jasmine. Just in case you asking, I'm an instrument assassin. Any beat of sound can get his ass kicked. Better get the casket, I've been dope, past tense, blow smoke, mad dense. Nigga, this my passion. I'm on a mission to get a dog, I'm tired of getting by. I'm like a pit when they get a grip. Know I'm getting mine, I'm a trip like a bloody lip. Know who you fucking with, I don't fuck with no sucker shit. And you haters can suck up. I feel the winds coming, gon' zip it up. I know the flow cold like the Mississippi froze. You can miss me with that new whack shit. I'd rather hit you with this throwback jack shit. Cause it's the real. Yeah, young. Hip hop. Forever. That right. Day one shit. Hey, cause it's the real. Yeah, what? Hip hop. Shout my nigga father figure. Hey. Yeah, I'm on another level, it's not even competitive. You same lame niggas so repetitive. You try to plead the fifth, I showed the evidence and questioning your relevance. Like, these niggas that much better than me? You crazy, man, I'm Jamie Young forever. Ain't just about the money, man, I do it for the pleasure. Got a love for my culture that your ruler couldn't measure. I ain't with the hating, let's get this paper together. I'm trying to change the weather like Halle Berry. Life is like Tom and Jerry. Pussies be hating cause I be chasing that Gary. Ben and Jerry on my sleeve, vision blurry, but I see 20 twins, so you know I keep it G. And I never been a thug, I get love for being me. They say, nigga, what you rap? Let me check. DMV, that Virginia in my walk, hit a genius in my talk, steady breathing. That's the reason I love the God I believe in. Like Murder Beach on the weekend, I get busy. I murder beats, leave them leaking like radiation. You niggas ain't ready, you off balance, but steady hating. That's motivation. Keep my name in your conversation. Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm steady blazing like a dark-skinned Asian, trying to make it home like adoption agents. I'm trying to keep my patience, but they wearing it thin. That when I make it, you gon' hate me, but you love me again. Cause it's the, yeah, hip-hop, nigga. Yeah, day one shit. Yeah, forever young in this motherfucker. Yeah, day one shit. J Young, shout my nigga fucking figure, you know. Holding it down for the QC. Yeah, DMV up in this. Yeah, I said say day one up in this. Yeah, I said your boy J Young up in the. Yeah, look, forever in the days on the way though. Haha, young, forever in the day, ho. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We holding it down for here.